Boom! We're back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's another Tuesday afternoon, and it's Roll for Mischief time. The name of the game is Voloheen, Winds of War. The name of this episode, episode 13, is The Dust of Hope, being dungeon mastered by the fearless Drew Murray over there in the corner. Before we kick back into the game, I would like to make another announcement. We are doing a special cross-promotional thing with a fella named Josh from NerdWood Designs. And he has let me borrow this totally awesome, totally beautiful dice tray that is the subject of a Kickstarter that he's doing. He's launching a Kickstarter to make even more of these beautiful dice trays. And you should check it out. We've been posting the links in the chat, and I'll definitely be posting links in the YouTube video version of this thing. And yeah, you got to check out the engraving that he did on this one. This was pulled from the limited edition cover of the Descent to Avernus adventure. And yeah, pop that on there really quick and show it off again. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So thank you to Josh for letting me borrow this amazingly beautiful dice tray, and go check out that Kickstarter if you want one of your own. And with that promotional thing being said, take it away, Drew.
After some tireless hours working on creating Rue, Ellie staggers, marches her way up towards Agner's house with Rue in tow to introduce everyone to her latest creation. Upon entering, Agner has a reaction. Some would say not exactly the jolliest reaction. But everyone now sees Rue. They see him standing there with Eridu's cloak on.
Specifically what Agner said was, "You dare to bring one of those things into my house?" And then he continues, "What is the meaning of this?"
And Rue has locked onto Agner's position as he's speaking, being the only person in the room to say anything, and opens his mouth as if to speak, and then its fingers start to kind of jitter. Its back straightens, its knees sort of lock, and its eyelids begin to flutter. Its mouth moving as though in an attempt to speak, and then after this like momentary seizure, it clenches its fists and says, "These are not my hands. This is not my body. You are," and it slams its fists on the nearest table and shattering part of it. "You are dear friends, but not Marjorie out there." And then it drops to its knees, the hood flopping over its head, and clasps its hand over its face as if weeping. It says, I don't know. I don't know." And then it stiffens, stands up, removes the hood, looks around. This one seems to have made everyone uncomfortable.
Agner doesn't let up. He points and he says, "That thing is no dear friend of mine. Ellie, tell me, what is going on?"
What is it wearing?
This is this one's robe. Cloak.
That's...
I'm gonna step in front of Rue, like, protectively. I shouldn't even think about what to say. I was gonna say, Agni, you're upsetting him. Stop.
Agner will just like mutter to himself, "Upset? That you're trying to tell me that thing is capable of emotion?"
Yes.
One is
He's
not capable of
sensitive.
emotion.
Look, I've met plenty of these things in my life, and in my experience, they're soulless, automatons built for war and nothing more than that.
What is a soul?
Cut into that, and not even getting into that question. I'm gonna kind of cut across the very end of Isaac's sentence. Just say, stop. You've not met Rue. He's not like the other ones. You don't know anything, Eigner. You don't know about him. Stop.
You know nothing, Egner Bosch.
Ellie, why did you give him Eridu's cloak?
What? Oh. Okay. Well, Eridu's not wearing it right now, is he?
I mean, it's true.
I don't understand what you're doing.
Well, I wouldn't expect you would.
Are you trying to build an Eridu since we don't have him around right now? I don't see the point of that. We're going to have Eridu back around soon enough.
I think she would, like, flush, go very red, kind of embarrassed, and then just say, Eridu's gone. I don't know why you're kidding yourself that you think we're going to find him.
Eridu is gone right now, but he won't be gone forever, and I don't know why you're kidding yourself thinking that you can make a version of him out of this metal thing and give it Eridu's cloak.
This is really hard as a player. I'm just like angering all of the other characters.
I know.
You gotta understand we're in denial. We just are. Hardcore denial.
So, if I might interject with two things. One, Alan, who has been supping broth up until this whole point, then has just got cheeks full of it and is not quite sure where to look and what to do.
But he still wants to eat the broth, so he's like trying to sneakily do it. Like.
Also, Marjorie interrupts. She barges in through the front door and shouts, ISCB, they're here.
Oh, I'm just going to say good and turn around and walk out of the door to find them.
Egner looks like someone has kicked him between the legs. He looks like absolutely stunned and just doesn't know how to respond. And then finally he gets some words out. Battle stations! Now!
Can I spin and I point at him, even though he can't see. And I'm just going to say, no, Agnes, you stand down. Stay here if you don't want to talk to them. And then I'm going to turn to Rue and say, follow me. And walk out of the door. I presume she means they're here. Like, they're out.
Rue, for a moment, during all this, was just, like, twitchily looking at everyone. And then, after she says, follow me, it turns to follow her, stops at the door, and quickly turns and points at Agner. And then returns to follow her.
That's what Ellie did.
Mm-hmm.
Egner, not to be refused, straightens his armor a little bit, takes one last shot of whiskey, and goes out the door because he's not like really gonna fight, but he needs to see or witness or otherwise sense what the hell is gonna go down with the ISCB on his land once again.
As Ellie is storming out with Rue in tow, Rue will put a large metal hand on her shoulder, stopping her as she walks, and says, are those close friends?
Dear friends.
Dear friends. Are those dear friends?
Take a breath. I say, yes, but sometimes we disagree with our dear friends.
Why would we? Why?
It's too big to explain right now. I'll explain later.
I imagine at this point Ellie is crying, and with its other hand, Rue will swipe a tear from her cheek and look at it and say, "You're leaking."
Yeah. Come, let's go. And can I see can I fix Ein as well in this point in that time? Like,
Yeah, you can fix Ein, so Ein's now functional on the side.
so I'll like sort of click like as if he was like a dog or something towards where he's like left outside, and then like to get him to come to my side also, and then I'll walk to find wherever these people are with my like two steel iron people.
As she's walking, after she's clicked it, Ein, not having a tongue, there'll be this kind of click sound coming out of Rue's mouth, an imitation, almost every few moments.
Mm. So Agner's heading out. Rue and Ellie are heading out. Leah staying in the house for now?
I think so. Who else is... Marjorie and Alan are still in the house, though, right?
Emily and Alan are staying in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Marjorie's going to stay in as well, I think, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Leah actually might leave the house entirely because these are a bunch of people she doesn't know very well, and she knows that she is having a lot of feelings, and maybe she doesn't want to, like, bleed onto them.
Mm.
So she'll, like, leave the house, but, like, go around to the side instead of following everyone else out.
Okay. So yeah, you head out. Wind's starting to pick up again. It's dark and overcast. Just outside of the house, 100 feet away, heading down the hill, you see 4 members of the ISCB. They are wrapped in cloaks. They are staring up the hill towards the house. One of them has one hand exposed from behind their cloak, and it is glowing slightly as if candlelight, very dim. One of them strides forward, pulls down the hood. It's an elf, a somewhat familiar-looking elf for Ellie.
Guy.
Yes. Ellie.
Thought you weren't talking to me.
We wish to re-examine old resources. We understand that a few of them are here.
What does that mean?
Emily, Aigner, and that thing you have by your side of dwarven make.
What about then?
You needn't worry. He then goes to flick his hand as if to go and cast a spell, and so we are going to go into initiative.
Disadvantage.
Leah, could you roll for initiative as well? Because you'll be able to hear.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry I missed that, y'all. I had to take a little phone call for some work stuff. So essentially, we went outside, and then the ISCB was like, "Yo, we're here to fuck with you."
Well, they said
essentially.
So Agner would have heard them refer to Ellie familiarly.
Mm-hmm.
They said Ellie, and she said, "Oh, I thought you weren't talking to me."
Oh
so
my
he's
gosh.
heard that there's something.
There's something
then,
they have had previous contacts going on. Oh my god.
And then he was saying they're here to reassess our do something with like their previous resources or something.
Yeah.
And I said you and
Emily and that thing
Emily,
that you
yeah.
have. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how badly Agner is taking all of that news. I just rolled in the fancy dice tray for the second time, and you can definitely see that that's a 1.
Oh no.
so
Whose
it,
ends?
so his initiative is pretty much dead last. I mean, he gets a -1 on his initiative, so if it's possible to have a 0, Agner's got a 0.
It is totally possible to have a
That's-
0
that's-
or even a negative.
Yeah, so that's how well he's taken that news.
What's Ellie's result?
19.
19. So Rue, Ellie, and Rue and Ellie, you guys get to react before whatever spell this is finished being cast. And so, Rue, you get to act first.
I do. So, upon seeing him, like, reach in and what was he doing? His hand was glowing?
Yeah, his hand was glowing slightly, and now he's raising it up to try and cast a spell.
Rue just steps forward, kind of calmly, and grabs his hand. I rolled an 18 natural, which is a crit for me, so that's a grand total of 26 to hit.
Nice.
So
So you're just basically running up and going to punch.
Well, no, I'm stepping up and I'm grabbing that spellcasting hand and crunching it for
Mess up that thematic component, perhaps?
for 12 damage, and then I would like him to make his roll against my DC. I believe that's how we're going to do it, right?
Yep, that's right.
Counter, or not counter, but to dispel this magic.
Yeah. So
Will it be
we'll
my
basically need to.
Constitution DC? What'll it be?
It'll probably be it'll say Constitution save on their part, and for you, we'll need to set a DC. It'll probably be like Charisma or Wisdom.
Okay. Because as a barbarian, Constitution and Strength needs that.
It would be. Oh, I suppose if we're having this as be like a natural thing, I can see Strength or Constitution possibly being the source of this. Like how you're going about establishing this.
This is what I was looking for. I have a Wild Surge component to my class feature, and with that, it comes with a DC that's 16. So, could we make just the DC 16 since that seems to be the DC already associated to my class?
Yeah, sweet. We'll do that. I rolled a 7, son.
All right. So yeah, I pretty much stepped forward and grabbed his hand, closed my fist around it, crunching his fingers, hopefully, and messing with his magic.
Wow.
Nice.
Wait, so Asa, you took this whole like unearthed arcana primal path?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I want to read up on that later.
Yeah, I kept my choices a little bit unknown because there are reasons for it.
Word.
Ellie.
Okay, does that seem like that has stopped the magic?
Yes, the glow disappears entirely from his hand. He lets out a yelp of pain and is like bending his knees underneath Rue, like crushing his hand.
Okay. I would then like to. What's that word? Okay. Why didn't I sleep? Okay. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna cast that, and then. I mean, it doesn't need to make a save immediately, but I will do the whole extra. But if it. Is that how it works? Yeah. So I learn the surface thoughts. So what are its other than its hands in pain, I guess?
So it's it's Guy that you're scanning.
Yeah.
You get the sound of feedback in your mind.
Oh, right.
as though like microphone close to speaker, sort of feedback noise. You are unable to read this person's mind.
Is it because he's got something that stops his mind being able to be read, or is it like he's trying to read my mind and it's like...
The former rather than the latter.
Right, okay. Wait. Okay, well... Oh well, I'm gonna say then, tell me what you're really doing here.
He yells out, "Get your damn contraption off my hand, and perhaps I'll tell you."
Tell me first.
No, you. Okay, give me a persuasion check. You can get advantage on it.
Well, it's a flat. Mm. Oh. Roll the 4. My persuasion's not good. 5.
Uh-huh. He turns his attentions back onto Rue, ignoring you entirely.
I mean, can I retcon ever so slightly the approach of it? Because the same result is fine. I would just prefer it to be an intimidation, and I'd like to go to put my hand around his neck in preparation for shock and grasp next. So intimidation, but same, it's still fine.
Yeah.
No.
You put your hand around his neck. He turns to Rue and takes his other hand and tries to get Rue's hand off him. Leah, at this point, you will have heard some quick shouts and this crunching sound.
I don't know how far away.
You'll have been round the corner. These guys were walking up the hill towards the group. So we'll say you're about 50 feet away.
Okay. Then I'll start making my way over. I can't really tell quite what's going on, but obviously there is an altercation happening, and in that way. But I don't.
Alex, say again.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
I'll head over, but I don't think I'll be able to do anything yet, right? Well, I've got range. I could just Eldritch Blast, I suppose.
I mean, it is the common refrain from every warlock, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, so I see that Ellie's got her hand on, and this warcord are on this guy, and so there's probably something happening there. Yeah, she'll leap into action. She's itching for a fight a little bit. She'll Eldritch Blast the guy that they're both on right now.
Sweet. Give me some spell attack rolls.
Yeah, and of course this will just be anger that she's throwing at them. Those are all terrible rolls. Oh, well, one of them's okay. A 9, a 19, and 7.
So the 7 misses. Of course. No, you'll have advantage on all of those, because he's essentially restrained with Rue holding him there and with the hand around his throat. But also allies flanking him, that kind of.
Well, okay. My second roll had a natural 20, and also a 20. Oh, hang on. A 24, and and a 21.
Sweet. So yeah, all of those hit. The critical, because you're firing 3 beams at the moment. The critical is rolled 2d10.
Okay.
So you're rolling 4d10 total, I believe.
Plus my thing.
Yeah. Is
That's
the verbal
30.
component Kamehameha?
I don't know what that is.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
Thank you.
Got you.
Yeah, so it was 30 total.
Jeez.
Heavy.
A little overdoing it.
Heavy. I love it.
Yeah, you stride towards him, throwing your hands forward, these blasts shooting out. These red magic explosions burst from his chest as each one strikes, and he then starts frothing at the mouth, feeling Leah's anger. So it seems clear that whatever empowers Leah to influence people's emotions is able to get through to him, but reading his thoughts doesn't have any effect. So his mind is being shielded one way, but not the other. Using this anger, he is going to try and break out and push his hand into the middle of Rue's chest. So if Rue could give me an athletics or acrobatics ability check. I got a
Athletics?
14.
I have an athletics.
Sorry. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So he's trying to push away, and I'm just holding on even stronger, maybe grabbing his forearm with the other arm.
What was your result, sorry, with the athletics?
17.
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah. He tries to really push you back, and instead his hand just sort of strikes your chest.
Yeah, just
sort of
blink.
feels around like, move back. He doesn't manage to get you off, but the other 3 stride forward, swinging their cloaks in the wind and throwing their hands forward. One of them pulling his fingers apart and drawing lightning arcs between them, and then throwing lightning outwards to sort of like catch everyone in a bit of a net with this lightning.
How close is he to me?
He'll be 10 feet.
Okay. He's not within my melee range, so if he was, I would do the thing, but he's not. Where is he?
Could hold on. I've got so high. Okay, so I can do 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's 3 people. Okay, so Rue, Ellie, and Aigner. Could you give me wisdom saving throws?
All right, action shot time. Check out the dice tray.
Ooh, more dice.
Got the walnut dice cup right here. What we got? Oh my god. Uh-oh. It's another 1. I don't know.
Oh,
This dice tray started off hot, but now it's giving me a bunch of 1s. All right,
Well,
so mine's a total.
11.
Mine's a 9.
So I've got a 9.
11.
Rue,
You said 11?
11, yeah.
11. All right.
16 for me.
16. Excellent. Sorry, I thought you said 6 first time, but all right, 16. So Ellie is the only one. So what happens is he throws this lightning, sort of like a net, over everyone. It shoots out, strikes Aigner and Rue and Ellie, coils around you all, spreading all over you, and you can feel this intense pain coursing through your body. But instead of burning, like you expect lightning to do, it just spasms all of your muscles, and either you feel paralyzed. and in fact, you are paralyzed. Rue, similarly, your hand spasms around the mage's hand that you're holding onto, which unfortunately causes him more pain. But you are similarly paralyzed, unable to move. Ellie, since you were charging up Shocking Grasp in the first place, all that electricity as it strikes you gets funneled into your hand. And I would like you to roll for me the damage for Shocking Grasp without actually casting Shocking Grasp.
Oh, that's sick. That's super sick.
I like that.
Give me 2 seconds. Okay. 3d8. 2. Oh, right, okay. 10 damage. And as it does it, I'd like to scream in his face. You think you can use electricity magic on me? Are you kidding? Lightning damage, whatever.
Saucy. I love it.
One of the other mages rushes up, and as he runs, there's like this trail of his cloak. Like as he runs, he leaves the shadow behind that stretches behind him. He runs up right next to the mage whose hand is being crushed, Guy, right up to Rue, and pulls his hand up, and out from his palm shoots this translucent green blade, which he then goes to stab into Rue. While you're paralyzed, do you still get reactions?
Nope.
Nope, I can't take actions and reactions.
And also paralyzed is nasty because any attack that hits a creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
No dang.
Ooh!
Sorry.
Okay.
No, it's
Sorry.
all
And
good.
attackers
sorry.
have advantage. Okay.
I do not remember what did it take for the web thingy damage wise.
It's no damage. It was just the
Oh.
effect.
Yeah,
Okay.
no damage. It's the hold person spell.
Mm.
It's an
Yeah.
enchantment.
I got you.
You're just paralyzed for up to 1 minute, but at the end of each of your turns, you get to save again. So I got 17. Does that hit?
It does, yeah.
All right. So if that's a critical, that was 2d6. So that's 4d6. 9, 10, 11, plus 3, 11 plus 3. 14.
14.
There we go. Maths. Quick maths.
Cool.
14 damage. It's magical piercing damage that Rue takes.
I'm not raging yet, so I don't have any bonuses to half damage or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
But you will
yeah.
be.
But I will
He
be.
stabs it into your shoulder, pulls it out, and as he does so, there's no visible damage, and the blade seems very ethereal. The last mage then puts his arms across himself, pulls himself down to the ground, and you see the earth behind him sort of pull itself up and over, creating this dome around him.
Mm.
And that's the end of his action. Aigna,
I'm
you get to save.
paralyzed. Yeah, I'm very paralyzed. I got some good good advice from someone in the chat to stop using the Rick and Morty dice. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna do another action shot here. I got my trusty blue. Come on, trusty blue, do it. Hey, it's a 20. That's no, seriously. I've been.
Oh god.
This is so weird. Okay, so
Only one.
That's the dice, man.
this is what is going on with this dice tray. You're either gonna roll 20s and everything's gonna be awesome, or you're gonna roll 1s and everything's gonna suck.
So again,
It's a feast or famine kind of situation.
it's the crit starter, you guys. Go check out that crit starter.
You check out that crit starter. I mean, the
Kickstarter.
amount of crits that you're gonna get are gonna be, worth it. It's gonna outweigh all the ones for sure.
I mean, one is
Love
still
it.
a crit.
Both crits.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
Egner's not paralyzed anymore. That's cool.
Yeah. So just by sort of concentrating and digging your feet in, sort of trying to power through this paralysis, you inadvertently ground yourself more, and this energy that's coursing all over you then just shoots down one leg, disperses into the ground.
Nice.
You are now entirely free. Unfortunately, the save is done at the end of your turn,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
for sure.
lost that turn. But Rue, you are similarly paralyzed and unable to move, speak, or take any actions, except at the end of your turn you can make a save.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and just do that save. And that also is a critical roll. I got a 20, so I am saved.
Nice.
That is
Wow.
my turn.
Nice. I like that. Ellie, you are
Okay,
not at all.
I'm angry though.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to this guy. He showed up and they got aggressive. So, still with my hand around his throat, I'm gonna pull out my sunblade.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna push the hilt against his chest, and then activate the blade while the hilt's against his chest. Not necessarily wrong for attack, but you know.
Brutal.
Nice. He is going to squirm the moment you pull that thing out, so give me an attack roll with advantage, but if you hit, I'm going to say that you knock him out straight away, or if you do want to kill him outright, then he's dead.
I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna make the decision when I've rolled. I don't know what she would do. She's very, very angry right now. And she's making a lot of decisions that's gonna be very hard to come back from.
Armor class of 15.
I mean, I rolled a 17. I get a plus 12, so 29.
Okay, so you just murked this dude?
Yeah,
Egner approves.
I think she's pissed off enough to do it.
Egner approved.
Egner approved action right there. Get these fucking ISCB fools off of my property, goddammit.
Okay, so he dies.
Yeah.
I still have one attack left.
So basically, you could just like step 5 feet forward and attack the one that's next to Rue and like stab him with a green blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Can I'd like to try and. I'm gonna presume that the blade's kind of still in him, in Rue. Just
No, that got pulled out.
flavor.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we could have him like currently drawing it out.
okay. Can I
As you-
try and chop his arm off?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to like defending Rue. Just go straight
Classic
in and
Ellie.
try to- Classic Ellie.
Cutting off limb.
Oh my god. Classic me cutting off flipping limbs. Right. But this will be a disadvantage. Sorry. So, yeah. I mean, I still rolled really good. 25.
Yeah, that hits.
So. It's 28.
If you can do 10 damage, you can cut his arm off.
I do 13 and I would all well I guess it's gonna still damage him though, is it? So I'm also gonna do arcane jolt through it.
Okay.
If I can find where that right. And it so it's an extra 2d6 force damage on top of that. Did I tell you what I got? It's 13 for the original one.
Yeah,
No,
I've
did
got
you
13
say
written
13? And then 8.
1-3 or 3-0?
1, 3.
1-3, yeah.
Or is that what you said if I can roll the damage?
Sorry, say again?
No, it's okay. I'm getting confused. And then it's another 8 force damage.
Another 8 force damage.
Yeah. And also, I would like to use my bonus action to instruct Ein, who is right there, and we kind of forgot that he was there. I forgot he was there. To barrel into that guy's like earth dome and try and break it down.
Nice. Okay. Could you get? I was gonna say, could you get Ein to make an attack roll for me?
Yeah. While I do that, I'm also gonna shout. All right. So who feels like talking this time? Or now, whatever. Alright, okay, here we go. Attack roll. Oh, right, okay. You got a 21 to hit.
Definitely hit. Roll for damage.
7, 8, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, so he rushes up to this thing, brings his claws up, and barrels down on the dome, striking on the side of it enough to collapse part of it in. He can see inside and see that this wizard is in the middle of casting yet another spell. There's sort of greenish yellow light flowing around his fingers, but the dome's not entirely down, but substantially taken down, and Ein can get to this guy. But just Ein is in the way if someone else wants to like shoot in at him. So his dome's providing some protection, but just not as much as it was before. You shout out, like, does anyone want to talk? You get the guy that tried hold person on everyone, shooting this lightning web, gathering himself up, standing up straight.
I thought he died. Wasn't he the one I killed? I had
No.
the around his head.
You killed
No,
God.
that guy didn't do anything. He tried to shove Rue away. So you've killed
Not the guy.
the main guy. The guy that cast like an energy web thing was a different
Killed guy.
Yeah.
Oh well. Elf.
Yeah.
They're all elf.
He throws back his hood. You can see that around his neck he's very badly burned. But besides that, normal human face. I would be the one that would be negotiating. Were this a negotiation?
I mean, you started this.
I mean, he started this, so like, I mean, we cool. We did. We came here for a mission. The mission is still at hand. You can end this. Give us Aigner, Emily, and your Warforged. And I'll let you keep that mysterious blade that you have that wasn't on our itinerary.
Hey, mate. Not a chance.
Then we are at an impasse.
Well, it's a shame because I'm going to be the only one who can, get your little device back. So if you burn these bridges.
If only... You know what? He will tell you... if only it were permitted that I explain to you why we are so fervent. And at that, you see him arch his back as if he's in a great amount of pain. He collapses down to the ground, and you can see blood start to seep through his cloak as if he's being stabbed in the back. And then he collapses down dead.
Okay.
He spoke too much.
Yeah, so there's 2 left. Leah's turn.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Leah's probably close enough now to actually. Let's see. So there are 2 left. Hmm. Not using those powers because she would like to pretend they never happened.
True enough.
Show enough.
Hey, just curious, is it Agner after Leah?
Not immediately after. It's Leah, then the 2 mages that are left, and then Ida.
Word.
Uh,
Okay.
So you actually get an action rather than being paralyzed.
Man, if the mages don't do anything to mess with me, I got something cool planned.
Mm.
Leah will quickly look at Ellie and say, "Do you want them alive?"
1.
Okay. Okay, so the 2 that are left, there's the guy in the dirt, and then the one.
And then the guy whose arm was just cut off.
Okay.
You've got a 1-armed man and someone trapped by a giant mechanical owlbear.
Right.
They're doing well.
Yeah. No, it seems like they're doing well. Cool. I'm trying to. I'm going to. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, no, she's actually going to do dominate person on. I'm not sure which one. Probably the one without the arm. And what she's telling herself, she's convincing herself that she is doing him a favor so that he doesn't end up like the other guy.
Slippery slope.
Getting stabbed. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
This is how
Next person. So, yeah, to succeed on those wisdom saving throw, be charmed. If you or creatures that are friendly to you are fighting it, it has advantage on the saving throw.
Yeah.
I've just rolled 2 8s. That advantage was useless to me. So, it is charmed. You have a telepathic link to it. And you can issue commands to the creature, which it does its best to obey.
Well, I don't think she's going to. I think she's going to just want to hold him at bay while they deal with the other one. So the command will just be stand down. Maybe she'll even instruct him to bind up his own wound or like concentrate on that, and just like be out of the way for a minute.
You know Professor X in the X-Men films?
Yeah.
Just that, basically. You have complete control over this guy as much as you can. So yeah, he immediately straightens up, almost ignoring the pain that he's in. Disengages, moves away from Rue and Ellie, and starts taking bits of his cloak, grabbing it in his teeth, ripping it, and starting to like patch up the stump that is left of his arm. Yeah, he doesn't say anything, but telepathically you do get back from him. Thank you. Any other path, and I'd be dead.
Oh no! Now you're just confirming for her that she's gonna send her down this slope.
I love it.
Good, I like that.
I'm not sending you down this slope. I am greasing the slide.
Yeah, there you go. This is what we call helping.
So that guy is pretty much out of the gun. Each time he takes damage, he gets to make another saving throw, but he's not taking damage just now.
That's the idea.
So it's just the guy in the
Dome.
thing. Oh, is he gonna risk it?
For the biscuit?
You know what? Yes, he is.
Oh my god. Okay.
Beasts, elementals. Here we go. Okay. So as he's moving his hands around, the dome collapsing in front of him, Ein staring him in the face and giving some mechanical growl. He then very quickly finishes casting the spell, claps his hands around the light, and then pushes his hands into the ground, into the dirt, and rising up from the dirt, him riding on top of this thing, an earth elemental. Just rock and mud brought to life with a spirit that he's pulled out of the elemental plane, shoved into the earth to give it form. He's now riding on top of it. Since he was dragged out of the way, he does count as moving, and so he would provoke an attack of opportunity from Ein since he's being moved out of the way. So Ein gets to make an attack of opportunity.
I
Which
was
might be able to break his concentration.
Right.
okay. 16.
That hits.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like going to be DC 10 or half the damage dealt, whichever is higher. I think that's how the concentration save works.
Only 7.
How much damage? 7.
Yeah. False.
Yeah, concentration 10 or half the damage you take. So DC is 10, he rolled a 16, he concentrates on it. But he got a 7. Okay. So yeah, you managed to claw at him as he rises up. This elemental being now stands there. I need to roll initiative for the elemental. It acts separately. Okay. It's got a 10, which means that it basically acts after this guy and before Igna.
Oh man, really? Oh shit.
I know. So, it will face off against Ein. So, Ein versus an Earth Elemental. Place your bets.
Fine all the way.
I'm betting for Ein. Yeah, Ein's cuter. That much is for sure.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Okay, so it's going to make 2 slam attacks. Ooh, does Ein count as an object?
It's a construct. Yeah, it's a medium construct.
Don't objectify Ein.
I'm just saying, Earth Elementals are siege monsters. They deal double damage to objects and structures.
You'd have to check if a construct's like a thing that...
I'm going to say a construct won't count as an object or structure, because thinking about it, objects and structures will be unmoving. Ein does get to, dodge and weave, so it's not going to be as effective as striking a wall, say. So, right. Makes 2 slam attacks. Getting 27 on the first one, and 25 on the second.
Yep.
So that is a total of 28 bludgeoning damage on Ein, as this thing raises both of its fists and slams them down on him.
Okay. 14. Okay.
Okay. And then it is Igna's turn. Remember, if you can get this guy to lose his concentration, the elemental will no longer be controlled by this guy.
For sure. So Egner doesn't really have a lot in the way of like ranged attacks, so being able to reach him on top of the Earth Elemental isn't quite the big thing. Shucks. Okay, but here's what he is gonna do though. He's gonna pop his action surge so that he has the action economy to get this thing going on. He's gonna move closer to the Earth Elemental. He's going to focus on the Earth Elemental with his mind's eye, and he's going to use his first action to cast Dispel Magic. Okay.
Nice.
So what is the spell level of that? Is it 4th level spell?
Conjure Elemental is a 5th level spell.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah,
It's full on. It's not
5th level spell.
5th level spell. Okay, so the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. And I make a spellcasting ability check. Alright, here goes nothing. I gotta roll pretty good. Here we go.
Action camera, go!
Oh, God.
Is that a 1?
The dice, no, it's a
Alright.
2, though.
I mean,
It's definitely a 2.
oh god.
So, in that case, well, that sucks. What else is he gonna do? Well, in that case, I think he's just gonna... I'll do the other thing that I was gonna have him do, but I really wanted him to do it on the spellcaster, not the other one. So he's gonna use bonus action and spend a superiority die to do a fainting attack, so he gets advantage on the attack against him. And he's going to cast Inflict Wounds. So you got, I'm queuing it up in the dice thing here. Got 5d10, got the superiority die, that'll add his damage. Got the 2d20s, because I got advantage on the attack. Alright, I'm going to re-roll this d20, because it was kind of cocked. Okay, so that's a 1, but the other one's a 17.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's cool. I got advantage. I got advantage. So the spell attack, I think it's like +8. Yeah. So it's gonna be like 25 to hit that Earth Elemental with this spell.
Hits it.
All right. I upgraded the Inflict Wounds to like the highest it can be. So let's see how it adds up here. 8 plus superiority die came in clutch, so that's 16. That's 20. 27 plus 10. 37 necrotic damage to this Earth Elemental, and Egner just lays his hand on it. Just lays his hand on the Earth Elemental's toe or leg or just whatever rock, and this black dark magic just seeps into the rock and it starts crumbling away a bit, perhaps.
No.
So
yeah, it starts like visibly aging quickly in the area where you're touching it. The spirit that's imbuing this Earth Elemental tries to scream in pain, but it has no mouth.
For sure.
It just shudders and rumbles. It sounds like a rock slide.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that didn't go quite the way I wanted it to, but it's all good. It's all good. Egner has positioned himself in front of the scary Earth thing, and hopefully it'll be focusing on him. And he, with the last little thing he'll do on his turn, he'll just shout, "Get off of my land!"
Rue.
All right. You say that the mage who summoned the Earth Elemental is on its back?
Yep.
Yeah, he's sort of stood on its head.
And how tall is the Earth Elemental?
It's 12 feet tall.
Okay. And is
So
climbing
it's not unreachable.
is climbing with a speed that's just considered half speed, right? It's not a special action.
I mean, it's probably an athletics check is associated with it.
Yeah, you need to make an athletic check, but yeah, you'd be able to.
Okay.
Climb it.
Will it take me an action to climb up this thing, or can I do it as a move with an athletics check?
You can do it as a movement, so provided that you succeed at the athletics check, which you probably are going to do, to be fair.
Alright, so Momentarily, as the paralysis kind of wears off of Rue, and he is seeing the elemental rise up. Quickly, he calculates and recognizes. Well, actually, no, that's a 10. So with a 14, would that be enough for me to recognize that this mage would be the better target of the two? While
Yes.
I'm going into a rage.
So yeah, was that an Arcana check? Would you say?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With that 14, then you'll know that the mage is the best person to attack. That if you break his concentration without dispelling, that the elemental will then just be running amok for the next hour. And you'll also know that earth elementals are vulnerable to thunder damage. That's the 3 pieces of information that you'll get.
Okay. And then just the absolute rage coming to him through Leah and feelings that she's feeling. I charge forward, and I got a 21 to climb up that earth elemental.
That's pretty damn good.
5.
It will get an opportunity attack, I'm sure.
No, he's a larger creature, so you're basically scrambling around him. You've not left his thing, so yeah.
But being that I'm climbing him.
Yeah, so
I lost.
yeah, you've climbed on him. He's not managed to stop you. So essentially, this can be treated as like a grapple thing. So you get advantage on attacks against the earth elemental, or you can just move to where this wizard is. And on the earth elemental's turn, he can take an action to try and scrape you off.
I'm just scrambling up that earth elemental and charging forward, and I'm going to just lay in with. I can do a bonus action to do an additional attack, can't I? With my fists.
Why are you asking me?
I'm not asking answer. That's the thing anybody can do, right?
We'll say
Bonus attack to do an offhand.
Yeah, I'd say you can't.
Alright, so I'm just going to do 3 punches on the mage. Just boom, boom, boom. And that's, 2 of these are going to crit because it's a 19 and a 20. And then a 16, which is a 28, or 24. So 24 is my lowest to hit.
All of them hit the mage.
Wow.
Alright.
So that's 3 separate concentration checks.
Yeah.
Yep, and let's see. Alright, so first one at a crit is going to be. That's 16, so that's going to be. Oh, and he has disadvantage against concentration checks that I cause him to do.
Because you're a mage slayer.
Because I'm a mage slayer.
Nice.
So 16, so that concentration is half that, so it'd be still a 10, right?
Yeah. He gets disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's just rolled a 2. So that concentration is broken.
Okay, so then I'm just going to pile on all the damage of all 3 attacks.
Yep.
So that's 36 damage in total.
That's including the 16 that's already taken, yeah?
Yeah, the whole thing is 36.
Whole thing is 36. Jesus. And the Earth Elemental took 37 as well. Yeah, with your punches as well, the magic disrupting, I'll make him a save for that.
Is that an ability
8.
that automatically happens, or do I have to choose to do it?
I haven't decided yet, and it's thematically appropriate for it to happen now. So,
Okay.
rule
fair
cool.
I totally, I lied, or I didn't lie, but I had to get a roll on my, I have a table that I roll on when I go into a rage.
Oh, the wild magic table.
Wild magic table, yeah. So go ahead and finish up what you're doing, and then I'll get to that.
So yeah, you scramble up this earth elemental fast as lightning, punch this mage once in the face, and as he reels from that, the earth elemental that he's on stops moving and sort of starts to crane upwards, trying to grab at the mage. Grabs the mage, pulls him off as you lean forward, punch the mage a second time, grab hold of his lapel, and you and the Earth Elemental are wrestling for this mage, and you give him one third final punch. You knock him out unconscious, and as you do so, this third punch explodes with your anti-magic dispelling, and so the Earth Elemental crumbles underneath you, collapsing into just clods of dirt and rock. So you get to land superhero pose with this unconscious mage landing on the ground beside you.
As that happens, bits of the rock, the Earth Elemental, just sort of hover around me and begin to slowly orbit me. Because I rolled 4 on this, which is Arcane energies enshroud you. Until your rage ends, you get a +2 to AC, and whenever a creature within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack, that creature takes force damage equal to your Constitution modifier.
Whoa.
Nice. So Aigner will have been standing right in front of this thing, and so he's touched this thing's kneecap, and then a few seconds later it explodes, shattering outwards, with Rue landing in front of Aigner.
As I said in the chat, as usual, Agner assumes that he was the one that dispelled the magic. I don't think he's really successfully dispelled magic yet, but he assumes that he's doing it correctly.
So we're out of initiative now, and I'm aware that we're getting close to the time. So out of initiative, you still have one mage that is currently under Leah's direct control. You can, as an action, like wog into this guy and not just give him instructions, but like fully control everything he does at any point. But for now, he'll just do whatever you say. But he is thankful for you, and he's starting to give a bit more information as he's patching up his arm.
I would say that. Oh, sorry. Leah will actually go over and help him because it's really hard to do that for yourself. She'll actually help him bind it up. So what's he saying?
Telepathically, he's telling you that he wouldn't be able to do this verbally. That he and all of the others that he knows of that work for the ISCB are all under the command of a spell. It doesn't control their actions, but if they deviate from their mission, they are attacked by psychic knives. And he points towards the mage that just fell dead when he was telling Ellie about the fact that he had no choice. Mentioning this at all is something that will immediately incur its wrath.
Wow. And so obviously she won't ask him out loud. She won't want any of this to be out loud. She will ask if he knows who is responsible.
He lowers his eyes, and then you hear in your mind, I don't know their name. Things have changed quickly at the ISCB. But I have heard a title. The Undying One.
Okay. And then, so she will also ask, if I release you right now, will you be forced to continue to fight us?
You don't get any response telepathically, but he just nods.
And the other one too, I presume? The unconscious one. Okay. I'm going to try and find a way to release the two of you, but until then I'm going to have to keep doing this.
I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, I mean, Leah hasn't communicated with anyone because she's afraid that if she says it out loud, the knives will happen.
Yeah, and it's what Ellie sort of like been having prepped. And I'm sorry. She's gonna be in like a fit of rage, she's gonna march over to this guy who Leah's talking to, and she's just gonna shout, "I've had enough of this," and she's gonna slap him across the face and cast Thunder Slap as she does so.
A magical bitch slap. What?
So it's 3d6 thunder damage, and you can hear the thunder up to 100 feet away.
What's Leah's spell save DC?
18.
Just got a 7. Okay, I just got a 17, so he's still technically under the spell, which is good. But how much damage was that?
But also, it's everyone that's within 5 feet of me must make a constitution. Oh, it's a Constitution save. So everyone within 5 feet of me, so Leah as well, has to make a Constitution save. Yeah.
3.
Damn.
It's a long time payback from the time I Eldritch blasted you. I mean, it's only 5 days, but yeah.
Yeah.
What does the guy get?
16.
Okay. The save is 18. So it takes 12 points of thunder damage. I think it's just it's people who are in 5 feet.
So Leah also takes 12 points.
Yes.
And we are going to end with that, with Ellie striding over and just slapping this guy, sending him and Leah flying.
Thunder slapping.
And deafening Igna, presumably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Which he's going to not be happy about. He's had several things to not be happy about this session, but that's one of them. Okay, so, hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on this special Tuesday, our last Tuesday in that we're going to be streaming in the next 2 weeks as we take our holiday break. We'll see you back here on January 7th, and we'll continue Drew's episode. And also one last shout out to Josh from NerdWood Designs. Thank you for letting me borrow and use this amazingly beautiful dice tray. It gave me some very interesting results, and I think if you get one of your own, you'll have some very interesting dice results as well, and you'll be doing it in style. So
It'll be like rolling on a wild surge.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So thanks, and have a lovely, happy holiday season. Hopefully you're going to be hanging with some family and eating a lot of delicious food, because that's what I plan on doing. I hope you do as well. And take care, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
All that good stuff.